One more mother to look out for on Mother's Day. Mother Nature. Playoff fever is contagious in South Florida.
I love the environment, I love the people. I live right downtown here, and I just love to see everybody so excited about it. It's really fun.
The network is getting you ready for 2 conference finals. And we now know who the Heat will be playing. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
I'm Kenneth Bueno.
I'm Samantha Gutierrez. Today is Monday, May 15, 2023.
Live from the FIU Lee Kaplan School of Journalism and Media, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
The Public Central Office saying sorry this morning. They're apologizing for what managers in one store bakery refused to write on a cake. The cake that a woman ordered from a Publix in Orlando was supposed to say, "Trans people deserve joy."
But as Catherine Silver reports, she didn't get every word she asked for.
It just kind of was this reality check that shook me.
When Yasmin Flasterstein and her friend placed the order for their Publix cake, they asked for the phrase,
"Trans people deserve joy."
Instead, she says this is what they got back.
People deserve joy.
She shared these photos with us and her story about what happened at this Publix in Colonial Town on April 26th. Flasterstein planned to purchase the cake for an event that evening.
A Spreading Trans Joy volunteer event.
A celebration organized by a group she co-founded called Peer Support Space.
I first went up to the bakery associate that was behind the counter.
What feedback did you get?
He did look a little bit confused, so I thought maybe he just didn't know what I said, so I spelt out trans.
She says a manager later gave this explanation when they refused to write the entire message.
I can't write "trans people deserve joy" on the cake because that's taking a stance on something. And she said yes, that she's really sorry, and my follow-up question was, "You understand that's really hurtful, right?"
Eventually, she says she was handed frosting and told she could finish the design herself. Days later, she decided to post to Facebook about her disappointment.
"This is shameful. It was a slap in the face."
The post has over 100 reactions and comments, including this message from Publix's verified page. "We are sorry that our associate did not handle your request appropriately. Please message us for more details and we will gladly make the cake." She says they also apologized in emails. Do you feel like it's enough?
There just is some sort of statement or policy that, they're just not identifying, and that's what we want, is just, what is the statement? Totally understand that things can get confused, but, how can we work together to make sure there's not confusion in the future, and, our door is open to have that conversation and be part of the solution.
That was Catherine Silver from WKMG reporting. The customer went on to say that she eventually got an apology from the store's general manager as well.
Mothers of the Pulse nightclub victims are upset this morning because of the way the property is being handled by the One Pulse Foundation. They chose Mother's Day to make their point on the steps of Orlando City Hall.
It's like every Mother's Day I try to just forget that it's a day.
Mother's Day is difficult for Christine Leinen. In 2016, it came right before her son's birthday. And then, June 12th, when he was shot and killed at Pulse nightclub.
So many sons and daughters were killed, and think about how many mothers are hurting today because of the Pulse shooting.
Yesterday, survivors of the tragedy and some family members of the victim gathered at City Hall to remind the public of their pain.
"I got a shot on my left arm."
Their reality, 7 years later. In that time, plans for a permanent memorial at the site have been long awaited. Then, earlier this month, the deal fell through. The One Pulse Foundation said they failed to reach an agreement with founder Barbara Poma and other property owners for the donation of the property.
You gotta ask the tough questions. Ask the One Pulse Foundation, what have you been doing for 7 years? What have you been doing? There's no memorial.
You are not going to continue to make money off of us, nor those that have been killed.
Tiara Parker's cousin is one of the 49 victims. She's a survivor who feels her pain is now someone else's profit.
I have mixed emotions because I know there's a motive. There's that club alone has brought millions in.
She says after the loss and all the lives impacted, there's a lack of support. A rep for property, Barbara Poma, issued a statement. It says in part, since that tragic night, my time has been focused on remembering and honoring the 49 angels whose lives were taken. It goes on to say the decisions we have made related to the One Pulse Foundation have been difficult and personal.
Barbara Poma stepped down from her position earlier this year. There was also a statement from the nonprofit One Pulse. They called the claims against them untrue and misinformed.
This year on Mother's Day, conservationists were reminding their neighbors to take care of the planet. The network's Cindy Claros was on hand for a weekend cleanup.
As we all celebrated Mother's Day on the weekend, conservationists here at the Miccosukee Reservation to remind you we have another mother, Mother Earth. Love the Everglades movement hosted the Love Your Mother's Everglades cleanup event this past Sunday in hopes of removing trash and items at the Everglades. Flash, a board member of Love the Everglades movement, expresses how these events help out the environment.
Love the Everglades movement has been doing cleanups for a number of years, and after the last cleanup where we picked up about 2 tons of garbage, we were inspired to say, okay, when's the next one? So even those who show up makes a difference.
According to South Florida Water Management District, throwing trash onto the streets will be washed down by stormwater drains and transferred into the Everglades. Houston Cypress, a member of the Miccosukee tribe, expresses how cleaning up after ourselves is essential for the Everglades.
These kind of activities are important because it seems like so much of modern day life, things flow off of the land and into the water, whether it's the trash that we leave behind or whether it's things like fertilizers or industrial runoff. So cleaning up our act in all kinds of ways is always important.
For more upcoming events like this, please visit their Instagram at love_the_Everglades. This is Cindy Claros, Kaplan News.
The Sixers and the Celtics face off for the right to face the Heat in the conference finals.
That's still ahead, and so is this story. South Florida is still buzzing from Friday night's fan experience. 2 South Florida teams wrapping up 2 playoff series at nearly the same time. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
Radcliffe Art and Design Incubator is the velocity accompanying the fellow's rudder, as in a boat. Unless there is movement or action, the planned direction is of little consequence. We encourage the creative ideas into action, and from the experience of doing, we critically assess the feedback, adjust, and set out to rediscover the potentialities of an entrepreneurial mindset.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Grade 8s, 2 8 seeds, clinching their series on the same night, and South Florida was watching. Now it's on to the Eastern Conference Finals for both the Panthers and the Heat.
The network's Tanya Jimenez was at the watch party for one of the most exciting nights in the history of South Florida sports.
As the Panthers are away in Toronto, here in backyard Fort Lauderdale, there's an official watch party for fans to come together and cheer on the Cats.
I love the environment, I love the people. I live right downtown here, and I just love to see everybody so excited about it. It's really fun.
They're great. They can be great depending on how the game's going, but they're all around good.
With the Eastern Conference Finals still just a win away, the Miami Heat and the Florida Panthers look to seal the deal tonight.
Both Heat fans and Panther fans alike watching the game simultaneously on this historic night.
I predict that the Cats are going to win tonight. Definitely. They're going to win 3-2.
Both South Florida teams clinch spots in their respective Eastern Conference Finals, sending fans into jubilation.
It was insane. Got a little hairy there going, closing out the third period. They tied it up for us. But we've obviously done this before in overtime before. We've won. And clearly an OT series clincher. What the? Oh my God. That was insane. That was super insane.
Let's go! Staying 100% objective as a reporter. For South Florida Media Network, I'm Tanya Jimenez.
We finally know who the Miami Heat will face off in the Eastern Conference Finals, and it's a rematch against the Boston Celtics. The series between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Celtics was a nail-biter, tied going into Game 7. The Sixers were up at halftime, but seemed to give up after scoring only 10 points in the third quarter, ultimately losing by 24 points. Guard Jason Tatum scored a Game 7 record 51 points in the rout. The final score was Celtics 112, 76ers 88. The Celtics will play the Miami Heat for Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. The Miami Marlins avoided a 3-game sweep against Cincinnati with a 3-1 win over the Reds yesterday. Cooper's RBI double and De La Cruz's run-scoring single in the 7th broke a 1-1 tie. Garrett Hampson doubled against Kevin Hagrid 1-1 to lead off the inning and scored on Cooper's one-out line drive. Jesus Luzardo will start the opener of a 3-game home series against the Washington Nationals tomorrow. You're watching SFMN Newsbreak. We'll be coming right back. Stick around.
See us dream. See us remember. See us protest.
You matter. Your feelings matter. Your identity matters. Everything about who you are matters.
See us fight back. See us rebuild. See us shatter stereotypes. See us inspire. See us united. See us now.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Samantha Gutierrez.
And I'm Kenneth Bueno. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.